Breaking tonight, Prince Harry's war on the British tabloid press took a hit today after a judge threw out his phone hacking claim against the Sun's publishers. In his written High Court ruling, Mr Justice Fancourt picked holes in the Duke's witness statement and concluded he was aware enough of the phone hacking scandal to bring the case sooner. He also refused to allow Harry to rely on an alleged secret agreement between the royal family and senior executives working for Murdoch as evidence. However, Harry's legal action over other allegations, including the use of private investigators, can go to trial. It's due to start in January next year. So, Lady Colin Campbell, Phil Dampier with me now. Lady C, what do you make of this ruling by the judge? I know the case is going to go ahead. Sorry, Phil Dampier, we'll kick off with you. I know the case is going to go ahead in January, part of it at least. But how badly has Harry's reputation been hit by these completely scathing comments from the judge questioning his witness statement?
Yeah, good evening, Jane. I think his reputation's in tatters, isn't it? This is the same judge, Justice Fancourt, who, of course, is presiding over the Mirror trial as well. And you may remember at the end of that, he asked Harry's barrister, David Sherborne, didn't he, to produce any evidence of phone hacking, and he couldn't do so. And I think that was a massive indicator of what the judge was thinking. Now he's thrown out the phone hacking aspect of the Sun's case, and this deal between the press and the palace. So, yes, it is going ahead in January, and there's still going to be a trial about other methods, using private detectives and blagging, I believe. But, this is only going one way at the moment for Harry, and I would have thought that Meghan, who's an extremely intelligent woman, would realise that the costs are mounting up. His reputation's going downhill on this, and he's really taken on more than he can chew, I think. And if they've got any sense, they'll pull out a bit. But he's a man on a mission, isn't he? And I think he's going to plough on with it.
Lady C, it was a damning verdict from Justice Fancourt in a lot of ways. He pretty much tore apart Harry's witness statement, didn't he?
Well, he called Harry a liar in the terms that a judge uses. When a judge says that somebody lacks credibility, he's saying he's a liar. And when he says that his one aspect of the case is inconsistent with another, he's saying that he's making it up as he's going along and basically just, trying to use every tool to sculpt a bust that really doesn't exist. Mr. Justice Fancourt was as damning about Harry as it's possible for a judge to be. As I say, whenever they say somebody lacks credibility, they're calling them a liar.
Yeah, Phil Dampier, he really cast doubt over whether Harry had invented this apparent secret deal between the late Queen and the royal family and News Group newspapers.
Yeah, well, the word he used was implausible, and I think, as you say, Lady C's right that when they use certain phrases, don't they, judges? They put it in a very subtle way, and when they say implausible, it means it's absolute rubbish. He really is making a bit of a fool of himself, I think. I'm not saying I feel sorry for him, but he's making himself look a bit ridiculous, to be honest. Why he's going to plough on with this, God only knows, but he's determined to do so, and he's got 4 or 5 other cases to come up, so goodness knows what's going to happen when they all come to court.
Lady C, do you believe that there was a secret agreement?
Absolutely not. There was no secret agreement. Harry has come up with a scenario. Well, actually, I suspect of what Harry said, that David Sherborne is the one who came up with that secret agreement. I don't think Harry came up with it. If you listened, very carefully to Harry's evidence, it would appear to any reasonable person that David Sherborne is the one who came up with it. And David Sherborne has sculpted this whole thing to try to force through on behalf of Hugh Grant and the hacked off people censorship, which since the politicians have declined to have privacy laws through legislation, David Sherborne and his his clients are trying to have it created through the legal process. And I suspect that David Sherborne has sculpted an awful lot of this, and Harry has gone along with it. And this is actually deeply disturbing.
Okay, well, look, I do have to say, of course, that Harry would have signed the witness statement, so that is him saying in court that is his belief of what happened, and we can't suggest that David Sherborne, who is certainly a slippery guy, but we can't suggest that he has put words into Harry's mouth. However, Phil, there is a statute of limitations, isn't there? And it sort of is 6 years. And so, well, it's not sort of 6 years, sorry, it is 6 years. So at the end of the day, doesn't this prove that Harry thinks he's above the law?
He's been badly advised, hasn't he? His argument was that the statute of limitations hadn't run out because he was delaying the court proceedings for him and Prince William because of this agreement. The judge has just thrown that out, and he's now missed the boat. So he can't come back and complain now. He's been badly advised. And, he's going to have to pay the consequence. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens in January, whether we'll get the result of the Mirror one by January as well. That would be fascinating to see.
And, of course, it's the same judge. It's the same judge. So it's not looking that good, I would say, for Harry. Lady C, can we just touch on the personal side of this? Because Harry is obviously on this mission. He is determined to continue with these court cases. What are you hearing about whether Meghan remains as committed? Because, of course, these sort of cases are very costly, both financially, but also psychologically, Lady C.
Yes, well, the fact of the matter is Harry and Meghan have from the 14th of January 2020, I think is it 2019? Anyway, the 14th of January, a very important date. They have been on a mission to shut down not only the press, but the social media. And my understanding is that although she would love to have her hands on more money, that the fact of the matter is that she backs him. And remember, Harry's evidence was that he is doing this for Meghan. Let's be clear about that. And also, Harry, also his evidence was that all of this was suggested to him by David Sherborne.
No, good point. Lady Colin Campbell, Phil Dampier, my royal masterminds with brilliant insight as ever. Thank you both so much.